All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My Hero Academia, Season 4, Episode 23.
Gentle and Labrava have been arrested, defeated, but their message lives on.
Yes. Deku had his moment with them, and Gentle, we got to see his backstory, and Labrava's as well.
Yeah.
We were rooting for them almost more than Deku, really.
Yep.
I would say more than Deku at that end bit there. And Deku is going to be able to get away.
Hopefully he can get the rope back in time.
Hopefully he can get the rope back in time. We've got a lot of things moving along concurrently, like Eri and Mirio are on their way to the school festival. But then we've also got our concert to look forward to.
Right.
Which I would love to have everything just go off without a hitch at this point.
That would be wonderful. I mean, y'all know how much we've been looking forward to this kind of stuff. We loved the detour with Gentle and Labrava, absolutely. But now, what else is there but to get to Jiro's wonderful rock solo?
Yeah, and when we get like whatever we're getting, I cannot wait. I also am kind of hoping I don't know if we'll end up actually seeing anything like it, but I want to see Class 1B's ridiculous ridiculous play production.
That would be so amazing.
That would be perfect. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion. All right. That was a culture festival. That was a concert. Festival. That was
that was great. That was
premium. Premium. Finally, some good food.
Like it took us. It took us a decent while to get here with Gentle and Labrava and everything.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
But it was worth the wait.
It was worth the wait.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I don't almost want to talk about anything else other than the culture festival, the concert, and Eri smiling. So we got Eri smiling. We got ourselves not only that, we got ourselves kind of a showcasing of the characters in the concert production, what have you, each getting their little spotlight moments.
Right.
That was rather fun.
How each unique thing that they brought to the table was put together into the whole in order to make this performance and spectacle.
Right, exactly. And that was the centerfold of the episode. It was the premium part of the episode. It was just so good.
Oh yeah.
We got ourselves a resolution to what happened with Hound, Gentle, Ectoplasm.
That was a great
Deku
point.
Came back.
Right, of the whole thing of the I smell another person on you.
Right.
Know.
So they had to come back.
Right. Exactly.
It wouldn't have worked any other way.
And in a lot of ways, because of that end credit scene, it ended up working better because Gentle didn't just have to fall on his sword, you know.
Right.
It could be something where it's like, no, you guys can start over. You have your lives
There's
ahead
hope
of you.
for you guys.
Right, exactly. You might have to, you will not necessarily be free of consequences from what's going on.
But, there'll probably be a trial. There'll probably be someone that kind of goes and gives them that would be a cool story thing at some point, is that Deku, way later, because these things take a while, like 6 months or what have you, an arc and a half or two down the line, Deku gets called up and they're like, hey, we need you to testify in, so-and-so Gentle, Criminal, and Labrava's trial. And it's like, yeah. And then basically he's like a character witness,
Right.
Something like that could be rather cool. And basically they then they basically ask the judge for, community service, no actual prison time or what have you.
Because given how everything ended up resolving, with the fact that Gentle, was just trying to get inside. He wasn't trying to do anything there. And Deku was able to testify because he believed him on that front.
Right.
And he was able to stop him from doing anything so that it really was kind of taken care of.
Right.
There doesn't need to be any deception about what went down.
Right. He definitely still committed a lot of crimes, and those need to be answered for. But it's one where usually the sentence will it could get reduced because of him intentionally turning himself in.
It's like hopefully like a bunch of misdemeanors kind of a thing, like
exactly.
rather than anything big.
So that's covered, but the whole bit of having the actual production of this come out into, like, I can't even speak right now. The fact that it became a full song, like, this is a track of a song that was made like for this. Like, there's no way that in the manga. There's no way that in the manga it was like this intensive.
There might have been like what I'm guessing is that it probably like showed what the people were doing, and
like the specific transitions, and
and there might have been certain lyrics. There
probably were certain lyrics
for like the whole
backstory.
Well, the backstory, and then also the syncing up with the the talking about smiling and all that stuff with Eri, smiling for the first time and whatnot.
It's so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was perfect.
I would have preferred if they did a little bit of build up just for in the moment effect, so that I knew that it wasn't Dark Shadow at first glance, because it had a similar color scheme.
I think what they did rather quickly, that we unfortunately set ourselves up to assume the wrong thing, because Dark Shadow has no reason to be actually called out, I guess, for this. Right. And yet, because we were thinking about that, once we saw the purple bird, we're like, oh, Dark Shadow. Wait, no, that's Overhaul. Because in the times where we saw Overhaul's influence represented as like this
vulture kind of
this dark being of decay and almost like a vulture. Yeah, exactly. There were moments that it wasn't animated. It was in a 2D...
Like a still frame.
Yeah. And that lent itself, I'd see, to be a bit more definitive as to what it was. Also, Overhaul would literally be usually in the background with his hands outstretched like that.
Yeah, and that's not at all anything to say that the way they did it was bad or not, or even not good. It was fantastic. Like that happened
so quickly.
It was so quick. Like if anything, I would have wanted more of that. Bit. I would have loved to have more time on that part, because it was so good. But it was still very clear what happens once it clears away, and then Eri's there smiling. It's like, wow,
right.
Okay.
Like maybe one way that they could have done it is in the previous episodes when they're at the hospital, showcase a moment where she kind of relapses and gets a little depressed.
And then use that same
imagery to showcase that way what it would look like from Deku and Mirio's perspective.
Yeah, sort of an open close then, because in the immediate sense, since it was a while ago that we saw that kind of imagery be used.
We've never seen it this way.
Right, we've never seen it that way.
In full color animated.
Right.
But okay, we got ourselves multiple characters showing off their stuff. Bakugo opens the whole thing,
which is like
with an explosion,
with an actual explosion. Like I figured that was more of a metaphorical thing of we're going to open with a bang. Like, no, it's actually going to mushroom cloud, and then out of the smoke, then they start playing. It's like that's great. That's great.
Like, okay, so this whole thing goes from like let's get this like set up here. It goes from 7 minutes 30 seconds, okay, till, oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is a full on like, wow. Yeah.
It's 5 minutes just until we get. It's 5.5 minutes long
until just the commercial break.
Well, the commercial break is the end.
The commercial break is the end. Yeah.
But we also managed to fit in, while the music is still going, a Jiro backstory that, okay, this is really clever. MHA is very efficient sometimes with its storytelling stuff for the side characters, specifically. Shinso is probably the best example of this, because he was probably an unintended fan favorite in terms of, being just a throwaway character of sorts from the... what was he? The support?
No. He was the general studies.
General studies. Thank you. General studies course. So his little backstory we gave there was thematically perfect for what we had going on back then. With Jiro's here, there's the idea in My Hero Academia quite a lot that, the strongest hero is kind of the greatest hero, right? That's what All Might was.
Right.
That's what, in a lot of ways, all the one-for-all, wielders kind of were.
Sure.
And Jiro has this unique dynamic where she is one that her parents were both very passionate about the same things, probably why they got married and what have you.
Yep.
Her quirk lends itself to being also a musician's quirk.
Yeah.
It just does.
Right.
She ends up wanting to do something completely different from both her parents, and it scared her so much to bring it up to them that she didn't say that. You could say that her own fear regarding her parents was holding her back from, embracing the light of her dream and being a hero.
But in a more, let's just say, in a more... It is not as brutal of a way as, say, Todoroki, right? But it's something that is, that's a very normal thing.
Very normal.
Like, I almost wanted to say a more normal thing, but then it's like, oh, wait, no, bad parents like Todoroki, unfortunately,
that's also rather normal.
Unfortunately, yeah. But it's something where it's not just the fighting that can help people, right? It's in the effect that it's about saving people's hearts as well, and Eri's heart needed to be saved here, right?
Right.
It was, and it's awesome, fantastic, right? This is something where Jiro, I feel like, is realizing the duality of her passions, in that she wants to be a hero, right? Because it could start with something as simple as fighting for other people. That just seems really cool. Like I would love to do that, right?
Yep.
But then at the same time, music is really cool too. Music can also help people in ways that aren't as easy to quantify, right?
Yeah, because I know so many people that have felt like they've been saved because of specific songs being there for them.
Yep. Eri was the focal point. Right. There were a lot of other people in that crowd.
And they showed us those people at the end of the episode. That's really important as well. Having Jiro be the one that gets the backstory here, though, rather than it being something like giving Eri like some context there, I think is really important. And the reason for that is that Jiro gets told by her father and her mother that there's so much you can give to people regardless of, what you're doing specifically. Right. She loves music. She wants to, be a hero, what have you. But they end up saying this thing that's really cool. It's like, you can do what you want. Your mom and I became musicians because that's what we love. It's, it started off... Wait, what did it say? At first, it always starts out as something as trivial as thinking, it's so cool, or I did it.
Yeah.
And think about, what can you do for others with your own sound? God, it's
in that sense, being a musician and being a hero are the same, huh?
Right. And then the mom says something else here.
And then...
it
goes into Jiro yelling out, I'll be, and then a hero too, I am a hero too. It goes into that part of the song.
Right. I think what's rather cool about this is in the story of MHA, and maybe this is something that they're breaking down a little bit, maybe it's Horikoshi realizing in some ways how simple the story started out. The story of MHA is you too can be a hero.
Right.
And instead this is you can be a hero too. So one of the things that was great about Deku rather early on, and I think why we all embraced him so much as a main character, I've heard there are a lot of people that still don't like Deku as a main character,
which is unfortunate.
Those people are few and far between in my perception of things. In that Deku was a good boy that wanted to be a hero.
Yes,
and in some ways he didn't lose that by becoming a hero. He didn't lose his passion. He didn't lose his musician thing in that respect. He became a hero too.
Right.
He got the quirk that allowed him to be also be a hero in addition to all these other great things. So when Jiro has this moment of realizing, I have to choose one of these things. And the dad's like, nah, babe, like, what the heck? Girl, you can totally be a hero as well. Like, in addition, I love also how completely different.
Oh yeah, the designs of the
father and the mother are. Oh my god, the mother looks so much more like business than he does, and he looks like like bruh,
music,
like kind of this 80s rocker, like hairstyles and what have you is ridiculously long and unkempt. But with Jiro letting everyone know that she's going to be a hero. You know, she's also going to have moments where she'll be a musician and she'll tap into that. This was really freeing for her to have that moment, and then just tell everyone else as well that, you know, it's not just your strength. It's not just your quirk or what have you. It's these little things that you do that help people smile that makes you a hero as well. And that's just a really wholesome, good message.
Oh, yeah. And I really like that they had that in there in juxtaposition with the beauty contest, because one of the things that MHA has done is sort of poked at the idea of when you don't really, the idea of being a hero is kind of lost, and then it's like this person's a hero that is in commercials for like products for, you know, whatever, or this person, you know, and it's more about being an icon rather than about being a hero, right? And then it's sort of, what are you really doing that is being a hero? Nothing against, you know, the girls doing their beauty contest, right? But because we've seen plenty of examples of how that aspect of where people are too quickly attributed to being a hero is seen in a negative light, right? It's good to see that there can be ways that it is beyond just fighting the bad guys, right? Because I feel like that also matches really well with Gentle and La Brava, because they're non-traditional as far as they're trying to do their own thing to help people, and you know, and be
well,
in their
they're not doing
way.
it to help other people.
Okay,
they're doing it for the notoriety.
Sure, and maybe
Gentle's doing it for the notoriety, to be remembered, and La Brava's doing it for Gentle. They're not doing it
so
to
maybe
help
they
other
lost
people.
their way a little bit, but the idea is that there's you don't have to have one for all in order to be a hero. And that's one of the things that I think is super important, because the thing is that Deku would have continued to be a hero regardless of whether All Might gave him one for all, regardless of whether he met All Might. Because there are the people like the Shinsos and, well, now the Mirios, where they don't have the quirk to, you know, go fight bad guys and things like that. Or, well, Shinso has a quirk, but you know what I'm saying.
Right. I think what you're getting at is really good here, is that you don't need anything special to be a hero.
Right.
But you do need someone special often in order to save you.
Yes.
Now, here's what I think is rather important. I don't necessarily agree with Deku having become a hero in some ways, and not even in the traditional sense of, you know, a hero society hero, but even like being a helpful kind of person, be a hero, if he had never met All Might. I think someone coming up to him and just believing in him was enough, because Deku might have become a shut-in who got bullied too much to where they didn't really see how they could be helpful in society.
Or at the very least, certainly he wouldn't have had the confidence to truly believe in himself, even if that was where his focus was. It would have been something that wouldn't have ever fully come into its own without some sort of impetus, you know, from the outside. That
he was, he would have been a good fanboy and probably a little bit more, but that's it. The reason why I wanted to bring that up was because when Eri gets freed from the vulture effect all over her from Overhaul, there's a light that shines on her, like a metaphorical light of sorts, casting itself through the darkness, that comes through the darkness from the outside, basically. It was something that it was something that didn't come from within Eri.
Yes.
Someone else needed to shine their light so that Eri could see the light, essentially, and then she'll be able to
breaks away, and she has this massive smile on her face, and it's absolutely wonderful.
It is so good to see her smile.
That was excellently done.
And Mirio, there's a fly running around here.
Hopefully it doesn't fly in front of the camera too
Anyways, there's Mirio getting basically this vicarious just joy seeing her so happy, but then he's like, do you see her? Do you see this, Midoriya, sir?
Yeah.
The idea that, well, obviously Midoriya's not necessarily seeing this literally.
Right.
The lights are all coming in on him on stage.
Exactly.
He might not be able to see anything.
Right.
But the idea that he's asking if Sir can see this, that's just beautiful. That's just wonderful. Because the idea is that there's a lot of people that have probably been heroes in this society or what have you, where they kind of lead the thankless lives of, I would say, of being heroes, where they don't necessarily see the direct results of them saving people. And there are even worse cases where it's someone's like Koda's parents, where they'll die.
Yep.
And we won't see, they won't be alive to see how many people get saved from their actions way later.
Right.
This is one where Sir, he wasn't fighting specifically because he was thinking like, the only reason we're doing this is because we have to save Eri. Like, he was definitely thinking like we have to save her at some point, but he's more thinking like we've got to stop Overhaul. Right. And the idea that his efforts did lead to this. This was a combined efforts thing of a whole lot of people. Jiro's was the final chink in shattering the hold that Overhaul had over her.
Because
that's wonderful.
And now the Overhaul arc is over.
Yes.
Because the thing is that Overhaul is not the kind of villain where he's defeated with a punch. He's defeated with a smile. That's how you know that he was defeated. And the thing is that it's something where the light had to come from outside, right? Eri would not have been able to do this without some help. But she still had to be the one to smile. Yeah. Right? And that was when Overhaul now is good and gone. Right. Unless they do some sort of Prison Break arc later or something. Or
no, he's lost his hands.
Oh, yeah. Dude. Yeah, that's right. Shigaraki saw to that.
Shigaraki just did him. Yeah. Not only are we in this wonderful season of MHA, like letting its characters have these just calm, wholesome moments, and in some ways hype wholesome moments.
Yes.
We got a lot of comedy this episode. Oh, yeah. And I want to make sure we got like attention put to all of it. But my main one that I'm so happy about that they actually gave us, and it feels like the fact that they gave us any of it is just wonderful. But I have to know, like, how much of this whole, like, culture festival or what have you is anime original versus came from the manga. Because
Class
1B getting to have, like, a full-on, I don't know, like, 20 seconds given for their, and I their love little performance and what have you.
I love that one, I expected nothing less. Two, I feel like just from this, I have a good finger on the pulse of what the entire play was. Not just in the level of quality per se, but what the story was. Like, because, I mean, when you mix that many things together, there's only so many things that it can end up being, I feel like.
Right.
And it was just, it was wonderful. Yep.
For sure. Also, there were a lot of little montages of, like, little things that happened.
Like,
and one
Nezu
of these
with a Todoroki mask on.
This looked really funny. Okay, no. So this is one of those. This is one of those little things where you stick your head through the hole. And it's got like a specific thing there. So you have Ida as the UA building, right? But then you have Todoroki with his like neutral deadpan face as the Nezu person there. But if you look to the left, there's an All Might here as well. And we don't get to see who went in there. But I love that it's freaking Tokoyami that's like looking at his phone like, oh my god.
Wait, he wasn't like taking a picture?
No, he had already taken a picture.
Oh yeah.
And he's still just looking at this in a hilarious way. Bakugo did end up going on the obstacle course, of course, just to beat Kirishima.
Right, naturally.
Yeah, exactly. What else was there? We also had the crepes. Yep. Eri getting to try those. That's wonderful. Aizawa in the background. And then this one, Shinso in the haunted tunnel. And it's freaking Mineta. That's like
an Invisible Girl and Kaminari and
just like, oh my god! But I gotta say, the thing that is really easy, I would say, to not notice in this scene here, this little like freeze frame still image, is the fact that they made sure that, hey, Shinso's shirt is falling up a little bit. Well, falling down up his chest, and we could see abs. So that those that are huge fans of Shinso get to see all his sexy glory.
Well, the other thing that it tells me is that means he's still trying.
Well, of course he's still trying.
Like, because he
didn't give up on his dream.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Also, the fact that Deku then ended up making the candied apple specifically
that was great
for Eri. That was just wonderful.
I gotta say, those concrete man, I forget his name, but the juice boxes that are just
I think it's Mr. Concrete. I'm not sure.
Is that his hero name? That sounds about right. I think that is what his
hero name was.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it is concrete. But just concrete juice boxes. It's like, yeah. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, so
why not?
So maybe that is kind of the thing, though. If we want to go serious here for a little bit, I don't think we have been given too much as to what the next kind of arc of story will be. But you could look at this whole thing and go, yeah, they're actually still poking a little bit of fun at the absurdity of Hero Society and
how commercialized it is,
and how commercialized it is, how much it's become a thing where it's less about the actual saving of people and people's hearts or what have you, and it is about perpetuating that.
And that's also how it would tie in really nicely with our main cast, is because then it's not just a statement about how things are, it's a contrast between our main characters and how they have a part to play in the next generation of this world, and basically making sure that they are a counterbalance to that aspect, right? That there are reasons why that exists, and it can exist in good ways, and they have to champion that rather than letting it just be, mountain ladies and things like that.
Right. You just reminded me of something that I can't believe I forgot to bring up here. One of the things that's really exciting about what Jiro's song I think also represents, and I kind of segued off of it when I was talking about it earlier, but that I think Horikoshi is becoming a little bit more self-aware of his story, and kind of the not false message, but maybe the idea that this is a story about how Deku became the
greatest hero.
The greatest hero. And how, in some ways, it would be selling this story a little bit short by having this be just that. Like, having just that be the point of it. Because I feel like that's more of the marketing shonen kind of thing there of, I'm going to become the Pirate King. I'm going to be the strongest ninja. Yeah. But I would say not even really that, because that's actually, I would say, more Bakugo's story. Bakugo's story is about how he wants to be like the strongest hero and what have you.
Well,
I think Deku's is actually about how he's going to be leading a new movement of heroes via the 1A students that he has the most, I would say, connection and influence with.
Yeah.
Where the old way of doing things is going to evolve and have to change, not just because of the villains, because the villains drive a lot of change usually in these types of narratives, where the protagonists are more reactive, but that Deku's whole thing will be about saving people's hearts, less than about defeating villains.
Exactly, and that's what's kind of been like set up throughout the whole show, is that when Deku ends up becoming the greatest hero, it's not going to be because he has the greatest quirk.
He will have the greatest quirk.
He will have the greatest quirk. That will be one aspect of it.
Right.
But that's not what will make him the greatest hero.
Yeah. We've got ourselves a solid ending here to this segment of the story. We got a little bit of showcasing Gentle talking with pretty nice cop hero guy, and the gorilla looking guy. That was a really cool scene to ingratiate, I would say, a little bit more of the authorities in this world, because a lot of times they come off as very like, you're under the age of 18, you must not be allowed to affect things in the plot. Sorry, this is a shonen, only the people that are under the age of 18 affect the plot, unless they are a villain. Well, okay, damn it, fine,
Right. Yep. And the idea that just because someone gets labeled at some point a villain or whatever, or a criminal, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be shipped off to,
Tartarus,
right? Like that's,
of course not.
There are people that go there, but that's, the worst of the worst.
In some ways, I almost suspect that Tartarus was more or less a all for one only kind of prison anyway.
But
we put the the people with quirks in here that we literally have no other way to deal with them.
They built it way back when All Might and the previous one for All Holder, went and stomped All for One, but he got away. So it's like, okay, well, we still have it. All right, we might as well use that for like the next down on the rung of the ladder of problem villains.
For sure.
Because we already have it. Like, might as well put it to good use.
Yeah. One prediction of mine that didn't end up coming true that I'm not too upset about it is Papa Todoroki not showing up to the culture festival. I thought he could. I thought he could or would, and that would have been really awesome. But we got ourselves an amazing little sequence though of MHA that I'm probably going to rewatch almost more than any other sequence in MHA. Like, believe it or not, more than the big hype fights and stuff.
I mean,
because it's a song, it's an AMV in a way. Like it's so perfect.
Like looking back on this arc, right? Because this is the B part of the it's the B side of the disc for the Overhaul album.
Yes.
But there were times where I felt like maybe they were spending a little bit too much time on the gentle criminal La Brava situation. Like certain parts could have been like made a bit more concise.
Sure.
But this is still one of my most like personally entertaining and beloved arcs in MHA thus far.
Yeah, it was quite good.
Even though it's more of a sub arc of the Overhaul arc.
Right. But still best arc goes to the school tournament, like for
I mean,
sure.
yeah.
Like it had the perfect tie-in with Deku and Todoroki.
Yeah. Yeah.
It had Shinso in there. It had a whole bunch of
Bakugo
things like
versus Uraraka and Ida with his brother.
Yeah, it had all the I would say best convergence of all the main characters doing their stuff. But this one holds a special place because it is unlike every other arc that came before it.
And I feel like there were arcs that tried to sort of pretend at being this arc, but they didn't.
Really? What one?
Not like with the arc as a whole, but that there were like in parts of it they would try and capture essences of it with like, let's have fun school activities, or let's let's showcase things that are a bit more mundane, not as like super high octane action and things like that.
But that's even selling this arc and those arcs a little bit short.
Definitely.
If anything, this one wasn't even about the school activities.
Right. Yes, totally.
Yeah.
No, it's just the idea that I feel like there were elements of this that could be found in other arcs, but we never got it condensed in such a like pure raw form as we did here. And that's one of the reasons why I love it so much, because a lot of, especially in shonen or battle shonen, you would not get something like this, I feel like. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We've got ourselves episode 23 under like past done. Yep. I don't know how to speak right now. Sorry guys, I'm sick right now. But episode 24 and 25.
That was Bakugo versus Deku last time. Like for season 3.
Season 3.
It was just 2 episodes for that, right?
Well,
I want to say it was just 2 episodes.
Here's the thing. Season 3 had twice backstory.
Yes.
As episode 24. I don't think...
But that wasn't the whole episode.
I don't think it was Bakugo versus Deku until like the last like 10 minutes of the episode.
Right.
Maybe if that.
Uh-huh.
I just remember it being such a short amount of actual screen time and stuff.
Oh yeah, the actual fight wasn't too long. Yeah.
Right, that it was more actual prep stuff for Overhaul. Maybe I'm more just condensing what happened in the 25th episode, which was the big 3, Mirio, Tamaki, and Nejire showing up. And
then the whole scene of
the stuff of the reservoir dogs.
Right. Yeah.
Overhaul.
But yeah, so they're probably going to set up season 5 in these last 2 episodes here. Maybe give some specific character focus for the villains, for the heroes,
I want specifically in what comes up here to be something though that segues naturally though with regards to the students' lives and have the arc still like somewhat focus on the things that their goals like revolve around. Because in the previous setup, I would say for the Overhaul arc is that it was much more pulled away from the students. It didn't seem to flow as well from UA into this. It was more like, meanwhile, in the world of heroes, because
this is happening.
Right. This is happening because All Might's no longer here. So if we do that, which I'm okay with, then I want things to be less focused around what happens now that All Might's not around, because All Might hasn't been around for a while, but more the idea that the whole Overhaul thing was a very short amount of actual time. Have it be more around the government, the Hero Society people, and how they are reacting to the Overhaul situation.
Sure.
Because there was all the quirk-related stuff, going on there that made me think, oh, X-Men.
Well, and the extra doses did get taken by Shigaraki.
Yep.
And because if you recall, at the beginning of, at the end of Season 3 and at the beginning of Season 4, we weren't big fans of Overhaul right off the bat because he felt kind of like fillery to us. It's like, okay, how are we going to care about this guy? Once ERI came along, we're like, all right, let's do this, right? So the question would be, if they have it focus on the characters or other villains and things like that, what will be the anchor point for us into what happens next?
Right. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that. So,
we will.
Y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. Next episode's reaction discussion will have to wait a week because, these are coming out week to week with all the episodes coming out one by one. I feel bad for all the people that are dealing with the dub because, the dub's on standby right now due to everything with the, sickness and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. But, hope to see you there for that one. It's gonna be awesome. If you want to check out our full-length timer reactions for this episode, though, go check out the link in the description below. Though for our Patreon, any level of support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us in the community there about this show, anime in general. You can talk with the manga people that are in there for MHA, and you can also talk with Jacob about the sci-fi novel that he wrote.
Boom. Yeah. I wrote a sci-fi novel called Battle Lines. In case you somehow haven't heard by now, I don't know how you would have managed to avoid that. But it's available for purchase on Amazon. Link in the description down below. If you need some entertainment while you're spending a bunch of time at home, go check it out. It's awesome.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see it there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.